today, it's just started being afternoon, so I was going to say good morning, but I think it's noon, 12 o'clock. Video that when you have a prospect and they're showing what seems to be a lack of interest, when in fact it's just a disguise. They're really interested. They're really interested. Why is that? Well, again, I can only go from my own personal experiences because I can remember many years ago when I did look for a company. Matter of fact, my last company, 21 years ago, and I looked at a product and I said, that's a product I could get behind. And because I checked it out, got on some conference calls, checked out the background of the product and all that. But at the same time, I wasn't emotionally ready to do anything. How many of you have ever been there? I'm talking about, have you ever been in the past in a network marketing company and things went wrong, you were disappointed, and now you found another one, and you feel good about it. You feel great about the product, great about the company, but emotionally, it's like, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this again? And that's what I was thinking at the time. And from Kuala Lumpur, nice to see you. Anyway, and that's what I was thinking at the time, 21 years ago, when I saw this company and this guy talked to me. He said, so are you ready to get started? Do you want to join? I said, no. Not yet, no. Now, if he would have judged me just by those words and thought, well, I guess he's really not interested because he's just saying no, but I can tell at the same time he had some interest. What happened? Well, what a lot of people conclude is that they're really just not interested. They're just having a hard time telling you, no, I'm not going to do it. And then those people sort of get shuffled and they don't follow up with those kind of people. But some of those people can be your best people. And I'm a prime example of that. Because I can remember, and that was a young hippie kid. He was a friend of mine. And he shuffled me. He shuffled me to hit one of his other leaders that he was working and building with. He says, you follow up on him. And so the guy, he would call me up and said, hey, are you interested in getting started with us? And my answer always was, well, I'm painting now. I had an old house that was built in 1860 in South Carolina. Had the pillars out front, like the Gone with the Wind look, right? And so a big house, and so I was painting, that was true. And but mostly, even though, the house could use some paint, I was doing it for therapy, because when I was painting, all I could think of was, I hate network marketing. All these owners are dogs. We build it, they destroy it. They do stupid things. And so I was so focused on the past But emotionally, I wasn't ready to do something. In the meantime, he would call me up maybe 5 days later, a week later. Hey, are you interested in doing something with us and running with us? Still painting. How long are you going to be painting? It's a big house. That was my answer. It's a big house. And he goes back to the hippie kid who originally contacted me and says, I don't think he's going to do it. He says, oh, he's going to do it. He's just angry. Give him time. Keep following him up. And he did. Finally, he got the answer that he had wanted, so long ago. And that was, I said, okay, I'll start tomorrow. It was New Year's Eve. I said, I'm going to begin a new year, and I'm going to begin it right. And that's my start date. There's a lesson in that, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned in that, by the way. One is that interest shows disinterest. Interest shows disinterest. Why? Because it's a protection for the prospect. For me, in my case, it's a protection. It's like, you will go this far and no farther with me on this. Because I want my space to evaluate it, and I don't want to be manipulated. I'm not interested in your hype. I'm interested in facts. And I have to think about the facts. I have to look for what I am looking for. I remember even years before that, or not too many years before that, it was probably a year before that, someone, talked to me about another product, said, oh, we got all this documentation. It's from, in fact, the military research on this product. It's this. I said, listen, you can send me your documentation, but let me tell you, the documentation that only matters to me is what I see the product doing for people. That's the only thing that matters. I don't care whose name is on that documentation, where the research was done. Don't care. What I care about is when I see people getting on the product, is it doing, in fact, what it was designed to do? So that's social proof. But anyway, so sometime with a prospect, they're looking for social proof. You can send them the video, you can send them the PDF, and that's the power, by the way, of your Facebook groups. Because if you have an active Facebook group and they're sharing their stories and their testimonies about the product and all that, then that's social proof that the community is experiencing the very thing that you said your product would do. It's a lot than a PDF or a video. So, but again, back then we didn't have that, but still I needed that space, and he would have just viewed me as someone not interested, when in fact I was very interested. Here's the other thing too. People that have been in network marketing companies before, in most cases, they probably signed up with somebody that was not a good sponsor. And I had some very lousy ones. Some of them were jerks. So that's part of it too. They're trying to evaluate you. And this is important to pay attention to. When they look at you and you're the prospect, let's say in this case, and it looks like there isn't the interest that they're looking for, that the prospect is not giving that, what they're doing, in fact, is seeing how this person is following up. Are they following up properly? What is their motivation? What is their core motivation? Is it just to get an order? Just for me to join? To make them some money? Or are they showing by their words, by their actions, that they're interested in my success, not their success, my success? Is that the focus? Because anybody will sign you, but where are they going to be after that? It's like you're looking at the radar and then nobody on the radar. Where's my sponsor? That's a very common thing. Very common thing. And here's the thing, if a person can't follow up, they cannot follow through. So that kind of person, I would never want to be my sponsor or to work with someone like that. No way. If they can't follow up, they can't follow through. Some of you might remember my story back in March, it was around March of 1993 when I was looking for a company. I responded to about 100 ads. Out of 100 ads, 10 out of 100 responded with some information. The 10 that sent me the information, not one single one followed up. And the one product back then I was interested in, I said, I will give this person 1 week to see if she follows up with me. She did not. So then I called that company and I said, I want the phone number of your #1 income earner, your #1 leader in your company. I called him up and I said, you're going to have a good day today. And he said, why is that? I said, because I'm going to make you a lot of money. Because I was broke at the time. There was no way I could prove that. But I knew how I felt. And determination is so important. Because when you're determined, you're going to get it done. But I knew one thing, if he became the top leader in his company, he had to be somewhat responsible, right? But there was no way I'm going to sign up under someone who can't, if they can't follow up, they can't follow through. So understand, when we talk about lack of interest, they're basically testing you. They want that space to evaluate, #1. #2, they're testing you to see what kind of sponsor would you be and would I want you. So those are important things. So we don't need to misjudge lack of interest. Sometimes, again, it's just a way for them to protect themselves, to evaluate and see what kind of person you are. So those are my thoughts on that. And then there was a, let me find it here. By the way, if you got a question, you can post it. And George could screenshot it and send it to me. George is in the house, I think. But John Johnson from Baltimore asks this question. A person has a lot of questions. Are they looking for a way out, or are they looking to see if they're going to be supported? Well, see, that sort of goes along a little bit of what I said about, are they going to be supported? So that person is asking questions because probably they've had some unpleasant experiences, maybe in prior companies. And so that's coming out of experience. And to me, I think that's a very positive sign, John, because it shows that they know what they're looking for. You know, people that just don't ask questions and then, hey, yeah, sure, I'll sign up. But then they're not doing anything. A person, again, resistance is good. I like resistance. Some of my best leaders that I ever recruited were resistant people. If they're easy to get, they're not going to be worth having. And probably it's going to cost you a lot of time and emotional frustration. Really. Easy to get is not good. I like hard to get leaders because once you get them, they bring a tribe with them. So that, you know, so I don't see it as looking for a way out. Now, George, I think, has sent me something. Let me look at this. Oh, Andrina from Texas. Let's see. Hey, Peter in Denmark. Good to see you. Andrina says, would you follow up a week after a 4-day follow-up? Would you follow up a week after a 4-day follow-up, or just wait for a 30-day follow-up? Sounds like that person followed up on you. Okay, here's the thing. I think when you prospect, and this is what I always did, I think honesty and transparency it's very important. I just, sometimes I'll say, when they're like hem high and they're, I can see that they're hesitant. I'd say, is this a good time for you to look at this? I mean, I know people are going through things right now in life, so I don't know what your situation is, but would you prefer I get back with you in a week or longer than that? And then usually they'll tell me exactly when. They'll say, well, in a week from now would be better. Or a month from now would be better because I've had this happen to me and I've got stuff going on. Hey, it's okay. And that's what I'm going to put them down in my notes, in my follow-up, is a month from now, and it needs to be a month from now. Why? If you don't follow up in a month from now, that's telling them you're not going to be a good sponsor because you agreed to a month and you're not there. You've got to be there. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to join you, but you will make an impression if you do it a month from now. And then they're going to think, wow, they actually remembered. When I said a month, they really remembered. Sounds like they would be a good sponsor. They would support me. I wouldn't be doing this alone because I don't know anything about this business. I've never done anything like this before. Or it could be, yeah, because in the past, all my sponsors were jerks. They never supported me. They just signed me, left me, got some fast money. Wow, this person's really showing up. But I'm going to say, yeah, it's still, things are going on. I'll tell you what. Yeah, maybe in another month. I still got stuff going on, Andrina. Okay, so Andrina puts me down. A month later, she shows back up. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this woman's serious. I guess she'd make a good sponsor. Yeah, Andrina, I think time is better now. So help me out. How do we do this? And how do I get some product to get started? Tell me more about the product and then tell me the action plan. What do I got to do to make money with this? So you'll have to, that's what I always did. I always asked them, is this good timing for you? If they're hem-hawing. For those of you in the other part of the world, Malaysia, and they're thinking, what's hem-hawing? That means they're indecisive. They're not taking action, okay? That's just a Southern expression, okay? So, ask them, they'll tell you, and make sure you show up when you said you would. That's most important. And most people won't do that, by the way. They won't do it because they haven't taken this business seriously. Now here's Teresa from Mexico. And again, if you have a question, you can post it and George will screenshot it and send it to me. Teresa from Mexico asked the question, when they are testing us, how long should we wait to reapproach the prospect? Well, I think I just answered that along with Andrina's question. It's important that you ask them when is a good time to get back to them. Or ask them along with that, did I catch you at a bad time, or is this just a bad time for you? In other words, sometimes people will just say no because they might be going through a relationship problem. Maybe they broke up with their boyfriend, girlfriend, or they're got marital problems, or there's the stress of COVID-19 right now. That's, some people are unemployed, some people are stressed out, and you just simply call them at a wrong time, bad day. That's all it is. It's just a bad day. It's got nothing to do with your opportunity. But we misjudge that as, saying, hey, they're really not interested. And I'll say, well, is this a good time? Did I call you at a bad time? Or, is there a better time I can get back with you? Like, you tell me. And that's when they'll say, well, maybe a week, or hey, I got stuff going on, maybe a month. Make a note on that. And then here's the other thing too. When you get back to them in a month, and you just get voicemail, what do? Well, you definitely want to leave a message. And again, say, hey, I said I'd get back to you within a month. That's what I'm doing now. Just thinking about you. I enjoyed our last conversation. I've been super busy, a lot of things going on, a lot of good things going on, and I would love for you to be a part of it. I know you would love this and the results that you would get. It's definitely worth your time. So I'm going to try you again. I'll try you tomorrow, if that's okay with you, or I'll send you a text and then you tell me a time when we could get together. So you need to leave some kind of message with them when you do the follow-up. Don't just hang up and say, well, they weren't there. Again, it's you're being tested in this area and they want to see how good of a sponsor you're going to be. Hello, Diane, nice to see you. So if you have a question, this is the time to ask it. And then, how was your month in July? Today's August 1. Today is a great day to reassess what you're doing. Is it working? What are the most important things that you need to have happen in the month of August? Don't think, we used to say August is a horrible month because, it's like the last month of summer when families are finishing out their vacations, right? So it's like they're a little distracted. But when you think about the whole COVID-19 thing, there's not a lot of people doing a lot of traveling. So this really is a different August that we've ever had in the history of network marketing. Think about it. Put it in that perspective. We've never had an August in the history of network marketing like what we're having right now. That's incredible when you put it in perspective. And so when you frame that with a lot of people are home, a lot of people are in need, you have products of great value, and you have a business model that they need because the media has told them repeatedly, so has President Trump, you need to work from home. If you can work from home, work from home. Interesting, I was reading some statistics now of a new technology coming out, 5G, and it's to support all of this, where a lot of students are going to be learning from home. Doctors who have patients are going to be doing video conferencing. People are going to be working from home so much. So just think about it. And yet you have this business model and you have the month of August. Today's August 1. How's this month going to end? If July, and July was incredible. I could not believe when I looked at my numbers. I could not believe it. And I know other leaders and other companies have gone through this, probably went through the same thing. I haven't talked with them, but I know for me that was a fact. But August is a month that you can really leverage, find a lot of people home. So again, pay attention to that. And now we're going to, I guess that's it, man. So everyone have a wonderful Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, okay? If you're going to get out, be around people, have a mask on, okay? I don't want you getting sick. And they do work. I don't care what anybody says. They do work. So it's been proven. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.